How to organize home with hyperactive kids. Have you ever struggled with constant clutter and toys chaos? Well, you're definitely not alone. We are Noeli and Oliver, the owners of mojoboutique.com. We live here in Bali with our two little girls of 1 year and a half and 2 years and a half. And today we're gonna give you 6 tips, super duper easy to apply to finally get rid of this insane constant clutter. So the tip number 1
is to sort and to declutter. Sort your toys, well, put together what belongs together and then go through them. Ask, is my child really cherishing this toy? Is it using it? Does it like it? And whatever you feel that it doesn't like or doesn't use, then put it away. Give it to somebody if it's a decent toy, and if it's the category, sorry for the expression, cheap shit, then you might want to dispose of it. In general, like all these cheap things, it's not a good thing, it's just a source of clutter. So think of having less toys in general and quality toys. That doesn't just apply to furniture, as we keep saying, it also applies to the toys of your children. Having less in quality will procure it more joy, it will cherish it, and it probably also will treat it better as it gets attached when it feels a good quality.
And it can also be used to your next child if you're gonna have another one, or to a neighbor or a friend's child. And basically ask yourself, is there a chance that my kid gonna use again these toys or not? If there's still a chance, then sort it out and put it on the side. Most of the case, never ever play with, then get rid of this one. The second thing is really the key. Implement a toy storage system. This is super important. So what does it mean? Easy. The toys that you choose carefully with or without your child, depending on the character of your child, of the age, etc. But you choose carefully around 7 toys, 7 activity that your child is playing with at the moment, and you put them on visibly on a shelf. And all the other one, but I really mean all the other one, you put them aside in a cupboard. And then every couple of weeks, we do it every 3 weeks. Basically, you rotate 1 toys or all of them or 2 toys. And each one you see that your kid are not playing with the toy during at least 1 week. So it's a sign that you should rotate them. It's also super great to do that because each time you rotate them and they see it, it's like a new toy and they're like, oh yeah. It doesn't mean you have to buy new toy all the time. Mainly, it avoids this chaos. Because the worst case scenario, you just have 7 toys to tidy up at the end of the day. And that's it. So that's really, really the key. When I said 7 toys, in these 7 toys, 1 category that are the books. So always have around 12 books on the shelf that they can see. And the books, we also rotate them. So there are some books that they love so much that we never rotate. There are like 3 books that are really like the base. And then the other one we also rotate. And the surprise effect that you were talking about, I think is even stronger with books.
Now, the third point is to invest in functional storage solutions. There's actually 2 categories of those coming from the rotating system. So there's the storage solution, the shelf or something similar that is in your living area or in the children's playroom that is visible and that the child actually uses to choose his toys. And the other one is the one in your storage, whether it be your garage, your basement, or where you keep the things that you put away. The first one, too useful, that should be pleasing for the eye, going with your interior design. And here, of course, we really, again, recommend to go with natural solutions that are interesting to touch, like woven baskets, wicker baskets, where you can put each category of toy in, like a little basket for the little toys, a bigger one for the dolls. Important is that it is nice materials, quality of your furniture, and don't kind of destroy that image, so that it fits in and that it also fits in the level of quality that you choose. And that it is durable, of course, because they're used, the children play with it. You want to have something a bit sturdy. This for one. And there also use colorful things. You can use different forms, sizes, shapes. And that's also good because you can talk to your children about them. Can you put that car away in the little brown basket, or put this car away in the square wooden box? and so they have a point of reference also. And then talking about the second category of storage, the one hidden, for here we would really recommend to have either one that is transparent or a way to store very visible, like an open shelf, because you will never be able to really execute on your rotating system when you don't see what you have. So either have it visibly presented on a shelf, or use transparent containers, or if you have non-transparent containers, then we really recommend to label it, and even to sort your toys, whether visibly or by labeled container, sorted as a function of the age. Last word on the shelves. It is good to have a shelf and not a cupboard in the play or the living area where the children's toys are, so they're easily accessible, and also good to have, as it is oftentimes recommended in Montessori literature, to have low shelves where the children can access them themselves. And the good thing is you have the shelf, you keep it, you choose this as part of your furniture and without changing the furniture as such.
They can really choose freely and once again take ownership over their toys that they have freely chosen from the shelf, and they can also tidy up regularly. Even there are two kinds of parenting here. They're at the end of the day, they tidy up everything. Now, tip number 4, create designated play zone. It should be clear for your kids because it helps them to be involved and to help you to tidy up. It helps to avoid these toy chaos and constant clutter. If they are designating zone where they can play, it will really definitely help to avoid the chaos. It also helps them to be structured at the end of the day, to structure also your interior and for the peace of mind of everyone. So you want that really there is a zone where they can play. These zones, you can have it in their sleeping room, and then you can add a small one in your living room. Most of the kids, until they are 4 or 5 years old, they don't want to play alone in their room, and you also want to see them. So it's good to also have a play zone. A play zone should be really defined. We quite like this system because they know that in the sleeping room they have to sleep, and then they have a designated play zone in the living room.
Also, when it's about to tidy up or do your system of sorting with baskets and all, it's always a good thing to involve your children. That's a tip number 5 we have for you. Because they like to be part of it, that's our experience, that they do like it and that they will participate. And it's not the thing that you need to do once the kids are in bed. It's really involve it, do it with them together. It becomes a routine at some point. They'll be able to do it themselves. The rule is a bit here, the rule of thumb, from 0 to 1, you tidy up but in front of them, and you take that occasion also to explain them about the baskets and the boxes and so you say, look here, these red cars we do in the baskets with the cars. And that ritual that you will show them which thing lying around will go into which container. And involving them as early on, it's really good to involve them from the beginning.
So they also learn to be responsible, and they also learn that a toy has a real value. It's not just a thing that you can leave like this on the floor and then go to bed and that's it. And because we have created this habit. And when they feel like, they feel tired because they have played so much or together, even if they are tired, so you can help them, but they still do it, and it really avoids the hours that you have created this habit.
So that was tip number 5, and which one's the last one?
Last tip is don't give up. Really, this is possible. I know it sounds like too good to be true. Can be kind of depressing when it's always the chaos in your home, that you love your kids so much, but you don't feel like inviting someone because you're like, look at my interior, it's really a mess. It's possible to get rid of this constant clutter. Don't give up, really apply these tips. So they knew that your kids want to see them, so you have to take others and put them in the cupboard. So that avoid this. That's why we're saying here, don't give up. Every single piece of a toy that belongs to another, put them together. And
these are the main lessons we've learned to how to avoid the toy chaos at home.
Especially because we love so much interior designing and do furniture ourselves. Yeah, this was an important subject for us.
Definitely. We hope that we could give you 1 or 2 tips that you haven't known yet, and We wish you good luck with tidying up and having your interior organized nicely despite having hyperactive kids at home.
And thank you so much for watching until the end. Bye!